start out our project, the first thing we need to do is to copy the code off of GitHub. So get the link and then go to code, click on that, local, open with GitHub desktop. You're going to find where you're going to want it to go and then click on clone. Then it'll download. This one might take a little while because there's kind of a lot of files in it. Once that you have that downloaded, you're going to click on show in Finder and it'll bring up the folder. Now I'm working on this on a Mac, but the same principles apply. Click into the folder and you should see config, content, raw content, and then this U project. So raw content contains some platformer art. So I have different character sprite sheets in here. You can work from different items, different tile sets, and things like that. All right. What you're going to want to do to open up your project is just go to the 2D platformer2d.u project, double click that. Yours will have a little blue symbol on it. All right. Now that it's opened, you can see that we have a map that is called the test map. And it is a 3D map, even though we're working with 2D art. So how do we fix that? What do we do? Well, actually, we're going to continue working in 3D for right now. Because believe it or not, in Unreal Engine, there are no 2D games. They're actually all 3D. They just flatten them out to look 2D. We need to import our assets. So first thing we're going to do is go to content drawer, content folder, and we're going to create a new folder, call it sprites. And then let's go ahead and import some stuff. So I'm going to go to the import button and I'm going to go into my raw content folder, platformer curated. And for right now, let's go ahead and grab just a few things. We're not going to grab all of this because it's going to be a little too much. I'm going to go to characters. I'll go to players and I'm going to go ahead and grab this Seder sprite sheet. So any of these will work for what you want to do. I'm going to grab this one. Then I'm going to grab the sprite sheet.png and open that up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this. It's going to be Seder sprite sheet. Just to match the name that was there. All right, so this is going to be a character. So I'm actually going to create a folder. I'll call this characters. Drag that in there. And then new folder, and we'll do player characters because we're eventually going to have like enemies and things like that. So I'll drag that in there, move it there, and then create a new folder, Seder, and then put that in there. Realize that seemed like a lot, and honestly, probably should have just made the folders first. So that's fine. All right, what else do we have to import? So if we go back to imports, I'm going to go back and we can see that we have characters, we have enemies, and then skeleton. I'm going to grab skeleton. For these, I'm going to grab all 6 of these. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to hit cancel. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and create my enemies folder. So I'll do enemies, and then new folder, skeleton. And then I'll import into here. That way I don't have to drag them around. And then after we import that, let's go ahead and see what else we can import. Let's go to objects. And I'm going to go ahead and grab items.coin. And I'm going to create a folder for this called props. Drag that in there. Folder coin. And if I'd planned out this a little bit better, I would have already made those folders. So in fact, let's go ahead and import. I'm going to go ahead and grab a flag. So I will make a folder flag. Now instead of flag folder, I go to import and I need to find a flag that looks, it should be right. It's going to be a prop, not a still image. Big prop flag. Grab that one. And there we go. So I just grabbed some things. You're going to want to import more of these things. We'll talk about that in a little bit though. All right, so Now that we have some basic things imported into our sprites folder, in fact, actually props is in the wrong folder. This should be in sprites, not characters. So drag that out and put it in sprites. So it's important that you actually start out, especially when importing assets, with an organized system, because we need to be able to find these things pretty quickly and pretty easily. Because we're going to have a lot of things in here. It's going to have a lot of files. It's really best practice to make sure we have everything cleaned up nice and orderly. All right, so we have some things imported. What do we do with it? How do we use it? Well, if you go to Edit, Plugins, and you search for Paper, you'll see Paper 2D. This plugin should already be on for you. It is a tool and assets to help create 2D games, including animated sprite assets, tile sets, 2D level editing tools, and more. There's actually another plugin that we're going to want to get as well. And that's called Paper ZD, which we're going to add on a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get something into our scene. All right, so let's go to the content drawer, go to characters. I'll go to player characters and grab this character here. What is this? So this is a sprite sheet, and it is treated as a texture, right? This is not being treated as sprites. In fact, this is actually really blurry. If I zoom in, I can see that maybe it doesn't show up in the video too well, but the edges are blurry. It's not sharp and crisp like it should be. We need to fix that. Here, we have this texture group over here. We click the texture group and set this to pixel, 2D pixels. That cleans that up real quick, nice and easy, really sharp edges. There are a few other settings actually that we want to change in here, but I'm not going to worry about them actually. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this and open up the content drawer, and right click, and we're going to use this tool, Sprite Actions, right here. We click on this and click Apply Paper 2D Texture Settings. And there we go. All the things that we need are done for us already. Our edges are super crisp, the transparent background, pretty much ready to go. But we have a bunch of different images in here, right? With a bunch of different animations. We need to extract these. How do we do that? Actually, before we even do that, let's go ahead and fix the settings for all of our sprites. Instead of going through all the folders and clicking through each one of them and doing that, instead, if I go up here and I search next to the search bar, the filter, I can filter by texture. Now we have all of our textures for our skeleton and for our coin and flag. So I'm going to grab all of these, right click, Sprite Actions, Apply Paper 2D Texture Settings. Now those are done. And I can clear this filter here. So now all of those are set up for us and we don't have to worry about it. But we still need to actually cut our character out. If I take this texture and I drag this into our scene, all that does is actually just applies that material to the skybox. And that's kind of weird because we don't actually work with textures. We work with sprites. So we need to make this into a sprite. How do we do that? In fact, I actually made a material here with it, which is weird. So I'm going to delete that. I don't want that. That was just there as an example. We want to extract this. Well, if I right click, Sprite Actions, I'll go ahead and just click Create Sprite and see what happens. Now this is a sprite. It has the sprite type with the blue line there. I can drag this into my scene. And there we go. There's the sprite. All of them. And I can see that the type is a paper sprite actor. But they're all in one file, and that's not what we want either. So I'll go ahead and delete that. I'll actually delete the sprite too, because we want to extract. Let's say we have a prop. I'll actually import, and I'll grab a barrel or a crate. I'll grab a crate. I'll open that. And I will apply the sprite actions or the texture settings. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Sprite. Now I have a crate. It's just a single sprite, and that's all we have to do. This is now usable in a game. But because we have multiple things in a sprite sheet, we need to extract. So go back to my Satyr, and I'm going to right click Sprite Actions, Extract Sprites. This will bring up a new menu. I'm using my right mouse button to drag over and the mouse scroll wheel to zoom in. We can see this yellow outline that's around all these images. Right now it's set to sprite extract mode auto. And it's doing its best to try and cut all these out for us, but it doesn't really know what we're doing. All of the images are different sizes, and there's dust particles and things like that that are showing up as entirely different sprites, which is not what we want. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to set the sprite extract mode to grid. Now, it is trying to treat this as one big sprite sheet, when what we want to do is we want to cut this up. If we go through and we count, we see we have how many sprites next to each other. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 columns. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows. So 10 columns, 11 rows. We can take our cell width and we just need to divide this by 10. So I can take 320 divided by 10. Hit enter. There we go. Cut that up. Cell height, 352 divided by 11. And now we have a big cutout grid. Once we have that, we can click extract. That's going to cut it out. We now have all of these sprites. Now, there are a bunch of blank ones, which we'll get to and fix that in a second. But now I can take one of these, the sprite 0, drag this into my scene. Press play. I have to look for it and find it. There we go. We have our tiny little character. It doesn't move yet, doesn't do anything, but we can see that we have a sprite in our scene. So, just so you know, the assets were found off of itch.io, which is blocked here at the school, but also from the various asset packs that I've downloaded across the years. But you are welcome to include your own. I'm going to suggest you stick with what I'm doing just to see how it works. And then as we go, you can replace these with other things pretty easily. So that's going to be it for this one. Thanks.